Long ago, in a quiet town named Florence, something began to fade. On Artsville Street, where painters once filled the walls with color, the brushes had gone still. Artists were giving up, not because they stopped loving art, but because art couldn't pay the bills. Families packed away their paints. Children no longer colored. Dreams faded like old murals on broken walls. Yet, two young women, Sue and Johnsy, refused to let go of their dreams. They lived together, painted together, and survived by selling their work to small magazines. They didn't have much, but they had each other, and they had hope. Sue was practical and strong. Johnsy was soft-hearted and often afraid. Their neighbor, Mr. Behrman, was an old artist who had never found success. But he never stopped painting, never stopped believing. He painted fences, benches, even tree trunks. He told Sue once, people should never stop doing what they love. But one cold afternoon, Johnsy fell terribly ill. The doctor said gently, she'll only recover if she chooses to. Sue tried everything: warm food, fresh flowers, laughter. But Johnsy only stared out the window at an ivy plant, and she whispered, when the last leaf falls, I will go too. Sue was heartbroken. She pleaded with her to hold on, but Johnsy had already given up. Sue rushed to Mr. Behrman. She's losing hope. She's counting leaves like they're hours. That night, terrible storm came. The wind screamed. Rain lashed the windows. Sue kept the curtains closed, afraid of what Johnsy might see. The next morning, Sue gathered courage and slowly pulled the curtain back. One leaf remained, still there, still clinging. Johnsy stared at it. It didn't fall. If that leaf can hang on, so can I. And something inside her changed. She asked for her medicine. She smiled. She began to heal. Days passed, and Johnsy grew stronger. One afternoon she asked, where is Mr. Behrman? Sue paused, and softly said, he passed away the morning after the storm. He caught pneumonia. But before he did, he painted that last leaf. Johnsy's eyes filled with tears. He gave his life to give me mine? Sue nodded. He always said, someday my art will save someone. And it did. Word spread. Mr. Behrman's leaf inspired the town. Artists returned. Paint flowed again. Color returned to Artsville Street. Sue and Johnsy opened an art school. In Mr. Behrman's memory. They called it the Behrman Institute. And every student who walked in learned to paint the same first lesson, the last leaf, because that single leaf taught everyone one powerful truth. Where there is a will, there is always a way.